You know, oh, what a tangled web we weave.
So I'm sure everybody is aware of the Murdaugh. That thing that kicked off in South Carolina. And a lot of people are fascinated by it, man. A lot of people want to talk about it. Normally, this is something we don't dabble into here at this channel because we like to look beyond the curtain. But occasionally, we like to jump in on this stuff. And I'm going to teach you how this is something like this, how you're a victim, just like his victim, is how you're playing the victim. Don't even know it, and it's right under your noses. So you hear occasionally at SE Wolverine, we like to point out certain things. If you don't know, been living under a rock, let a brother fill you in, who is Alex Murdaugh. Here's what you need to know about Alex, Maggie, Pow, and Buster Murdaugh. And his family lived in Hampton, South Carolina before relocating to their sprawling Murdaugh property in nearby Arlington at around 1,700 acres. The complex contained the Murdaugh house, dog kennels, a cabin, and stretches of swampland. In light of his legal troubles, the South Carolina Supreme Court disbarred Murdaugh in July 2022. He is still facing 99 criminal charges not related to the murders. State prosecutors have accused Murdaugh of stealing more than $8.7 million from his clients at his law firm and others in fraud schemes. Family members of Gloria Satterfield, the Murdaugh's housekeeper, who died in a trip and fall accident at the Murdaugh home in 2018, are among the potential victims included in the state grand jury indictments. The family reached a settlement with the PMPED firm in 2021, according to Live 5 News in Charleston, South Carolina. So everybody is fascinated by this. How could this happen? The outrage, white privilege, whatever. Buster, Pow, Maggie, and Alex. It's allowed to happen because of everything we experience right now, y'all. There's corruption happening in our government, and nobody does nothing. Everybody's afraid to say, to make moves of people that could really make a difference, and they're just like the people that didn't do nothing with the Murdaughs. They just sat back, let all this criminal stuff happen, to in the middle are now departed from this earth. So the reason is just like the everyday corruption that's happening in our government, that nobody does nothing. No person is willing to conduct the proper investigations that could be done to the corruption that's happening today in our government, while a lot of people sit by in America, know what's happening, don't do anything, and they're just like the town that this happened in. Happens every day, and you could be one of the people. So don't sit there and watch this and say, how can the town just let this happen when it's happening all over your town? When the leaders of your country is happening, and you just sit by and you don't say nothing. Don't judge the people of that town. How could that be possible? How could that happen? Because it's happening in your neck of the woods, and a lot of people don't want to say nothing. And the ones with the courage that do start talking, sounds like a conspiracy to me. What's the word of the week, y'all? This is the word of the week every week. Conspiracy theory. Well, I bet you all over their town it sounded like a conspiracy, didn't it? And then, oh, what tangle webs we weave, folks. So you're no different than people of their town. You're no different. You're letting this government be just corrupt. But only this time, the two people in the middle rest their souls. Just look, because that could be you. When the people that are doing corruption in the highest levels of government around you, instead of the two victims in the middle, you could be that victim, because these people are having all this corruption and all this build coming down on them, coming out on their shoulders. The pressure keeps mounting, and they're willing to do anything, just like Papa Doc over there. Just like he just felt the pressure and just keep falling down on him. Then his nut got cracked. Screw came loose. I mean, he lost it, man. And he did anything to go around and cover anything up, willing to hurt his own family to cover up all that pressure. That's that one man willing to hurt his own son and his own wife. What do you think that one man could do to a whole bunch of people that ain't even their son or their wife? What do you think those people could do to me and you? Just think they care? But you're running around. Everybody's fascinated with the case, running around. How could they let this happen? Well, how could you let it happen? How can you let it happen? That's how. Because nobody's saying nothing. Because nobody's doing nothing. You're no different, man. Everyday life, you're no different. Let's hope you don't become a victim just like Paul and Maggie were a victim. Because the people that are in charge of you in the highest levels of this government, if this dude is willing to hurt his own son and his own wife, what do you think? So people capable of, that don't even know you, that don't even care, willing to do to you. You think they care? When the pressure starts mounting on their shoulders, who do you think they're gonna be there for you? You? Well, let's hope so. Don't sit there and start, how could somebody let this happen? Because it's happening to you right now. Start pointing that finger and 3 fingers are pointing right back at you, folks. So you shouldn't throw a rock when you live in a glass house or you're assed out. Could happen to you. It's happening to you right now. On the highest levels. This time it could be us getting hurt. And the rest of the town is sleeping and watching whatever they want to watch and doing whatever they want to do. It's in the back of their mind, but they ain't got the time. And then when it all goes down, how could they let this happen? So a lot of y'all hear this and will go back doing nothing. Eat your bonbons and watch the next murder mystery, wondering what happened. Having the corruption in the back of your mind all the time, but you just want to unwind. You better hope all that corruption doesn't fall down on you, just like it did the family, just like it did Hampton. Whole town's affected now, because nobody wanted to speak up about all the corruption 4 generations deep. Nobody wanted to say nothing. And people's lives got took because nobody wanted to do a thing. Most y'all just go sit back and relax and eat your bonbons. Try to forget about all the corruption. You better hope it doesn't touch your life like it touched the lives of Hampton, South Carolina. You better hope your wife or your son doesn't have to pay the price, because you'll just go back doing what you're doing, just like the people Hampton, South Carolina, and you want to forget all about it, and you don't want to say nothing. So don't think you ain't doing the same thing, but a lot of y'all just go back doing what you was doing, eating your ice cream, and on to the next murder mystery. Keep on being fascinated. How could the people around them let that happen? How could all that make a father kill his own son and wife when his world was falling down upon his shoulders? He couldn't handle it anymore. Couldn't support all that weight, all that problems, all that corruption, all that cover-ups, lies. Just like some of our leaders out there, one day they might just crack. And if Alex could hurt his own wife and his own son, what do you think these people could do to you and your family? And they don't even know you. They don't even know you. And Alec took his son and his wife out. Just imagine what somebody else can do with even more power to you and your family. You're not even a part of their family. Alec can do that to his family. You're not even part of their family. Just think what they could do to you. Doesn't look real nice if you ask me, y'all. Probably nothing you want to experience. So the Murdaugh case. A lot of people are fascinated with it. They ask themselves, how come the people of Hampton didn't do anything about it? How come the authorities let this guy just go out on a homicidal rampage across the whole land and nobody did nothing about it? They want to sit there and they want to think, how could the people of that town, how come the police, how come nobody did nothing? And all they got to do for the answer is just look at themselves. We got the corruption at the highest levels of government. You want to think you would do something, but you can't even hit a subscribe on the channel. That's trying to do something. So before you look at the people of Hampton, South Carolina, take a good look at yourself, because there's corruption going on all around you. And what do? You want to turn your head, come home, watch a movie. You don't want to think about it. Same thing the people of Hampton, South Carolina does. They don't want to be involved with it. But too bad 2 people's lives had more than 2, 3. The girl possibly 4. They're still investigating the other kid that was in a car and mysteriously just found in the middle of the road. Nobody knows what's happened. They're doing the same thing. They're doing the same thing that you're doing. You want to turn your head to the corruption. To my subscribers, obviously, a lot of my subscribers are very smart people. They know what the deal is. A lot of y'all out there in the Matrix, that's who I'm talking to. You wonder why the people of Hampton, South Carolina didn't do anything. You would have been different if you were in their position. And you wonder why the authorities didn't do nothing in that area. The same reason why nobody's doing nothing about the corruption in our federal government. So that's why people at Hampton had it in the back of their mind, but they wanted to come home, watch movies. Situation was always there. but they just didn't want to think about it. And unfortunately, 3 people, possibly 4, lost their lives. Let's just hope, because it's a lot bigger than Alex Murdaugh when it comes to the corruption that you face every single day. A lot more people involved. It's bigger than you could imagine. When you're worrying about what happened to Paul and Maggie, it could happen to you. Could happen to you because you ain't doing nothing about the corruption. But yeah, man, that's why people lost their lives, because nobody wanted to say nothing about the corruption. Nobody wanted to do a thing. Everybody knew it. Some people called it conspiracy. That's why. You're no different. There's corruption all around you, and you're no different. You're just the same as the people of Hampton, South Carolina. Now, you might not be a officer out there, you might not be the authorities, but you would like to think you would do something about it. So you ain't got to be the authorities to speak up about something. If for whatever reason, if you speak up, you're in a compromising position, at least support the people that are. At least support the people that are. So I appreciate it. Just think what's going on out there, y'all. We don't want people to get hurt. The next people, instead of Paul and Maggie that get hurt, might be your kids, your wife, your husband, or your friend. So the time to speak up and to support those that are talking about all this corruption, while we're all, I don't care what color you are, if you're an American citizen, we're all struggling. Look at it. Electric bills through the roof. Prices high as hell. It's time for us to recognize that we don't want this corruption infecting everything around you until it's too late and you end up like Paul and Maggie. Everybody was just too afraid. Everybody just wanted to come home, watch a movie, and forget that anything bad was going on. But they knew it. They knew it. They could have said something. They could have checked different. They could have called, made a phone call. They could have did a little bit more. But everybody just let it slide. Day after day after day after day. And the same thing can happen to your politicians. Just like it happened to Alec. They feel all that corruption and weight. Everything's about ready to be found out. It's going to fall right on their shoulders. And it's going to build up. And let's just pray it doesn't hit you or your family.
You know, oh, what a tangle where we weave.
So y'all be good. So this is your boy, Isaac, with SE Wolverines. Please hit that like button. I appreciate it. Helps us get out to the world a little bit more. Stay strong and get prepared out there, y'all. It's your boy Isaac with SE Wolverines. Good night, America. SE Wolverines!